Okay, so picture this. A world where all of science, like everything we thought we knew about the universe, just collapses. Where the fundamental laws of nature, the very bedrock of reality, are revealed to be a complete and utter lie. Now, this isn't just some thought experiment. It's the terrifying reality at the very heart of one of the most mind-bending stories ever told. All right, let's get into it.
And that's the message. A simple, four-word suicide note. It's what some of the most brilliant scientific minds on the entire planet are leaving behind. A conclusion so completely devastating, it just breaks them.
So, this is the mystery that a secret international military group has to solve. I mean, what could possibly convince the people who understand our universe best that its rules are a total fabrication? The answer to that question is going to determine the fate of all of us.
Our way into this unraveling world is through a guy named Wang Miao, a top expert in nanomaterials. He's really just trying to do his research when he gets roped into this whole investigation by a gruff, no-nonsense detective, Shi Chang, who basically tells him, hey, a war has already started.
Almost right away, this huge global crisis becomes terrifyingly personal for him. Wang Miao starts seeing this ghostly countdown timer that shows up on every single photo he takes, and then it gets way worse. The numbers literally burn themselves directly onto his retinas, a clock ticking down to God knows what, that only he can see. Reality itself is just coming apart at the seams. So, and this is the crucial part. This isn't random. Some mysterious organization contacts him and says the visions will stop, but only if he shuts down his groundbreaking work on nanomaterials. Suddenly, it's crystal clear. Some unseen force is actively trying to sabotage human science, and Wang Miao is their next target.
To understand who's pulling the strings here, we actually have to jump back in time, way back to the height of China's Cultural Revolution, and to a brilliant young astrophysicist whose faith in humanity was just systematically destroyed. Her name is Yi Wenji.
I mean, just look at the sheer trauma that defined her life. Ye Wenji watches her own father, a famous physicist, get murdered by his students for believing in the laws of physics. Then she's betrayed by a journalist she thought she could trust, and gets exiled to this top-secret military base called Red Coast, a place designed to listen for aliens. For her, it's basically a prison sentence at the edge of the world.
And then, one night, working all alone, she gets a response. But it's not a friendly hello. It's a desperate warning. A pacifist from another world picked up humanity's signal and is begging her not to reply. They warn her that if she does, their worlds will find Earth, and they will come to conquer it.
But after everything she's seen, the cruelty, the betrayal, the absolute madness of humanity, Ye Wenji has lost all hope. She genuinely believes we're broken beyond repair. And so, in this one act of ultimate despair, she presses the button. She invites an alien invasion, becoming the single greatest traitor in the history of humankind.
Okay, so let's jump back to the present day. Wang Miao is told that to get any answers about this countdown he's seeing, he needs to play this weird, super realistic VR game called Three Body. And inside, he finds a world that's defined by pure, absolute chaos.
The whole world in the game runs on this brutal cycle. Life is split between stable eras where the sun acts normal and civilization can actually build things, and chaotic eras where the sun's behavior is totally random. It might just vanish for decades, plunging the world into a deep freeze, or suddenly appear huge in the sky, scorching the entire planet. To survive this, the people there have evolved to dehydrate themselves into these lifeless paper-like husks, just waiting for the next stable era.
The whole point of the game is to try and predict the sun's movements. So after watching countless civilizations get totally wiped out, Wang Miao finally cracks the code. The problem isn't one crazy sun. This solar system is trapped in the gravitational pull of three suns, creating what's known as the three-body problem, an unsolvable puzzle in celestial mechanics. Their orbits are pure chaos, which means the planet is basically doomed. And this is where it all snaps into focus. That game, it's not a game. It's a history lesson, and it's a recruitment tool. And that civilization struggling to survive against three suns? Yeah, they're the ones Yi Wenji invited to Earth all those years ago.
That's right. The Trisolararians are real, and they're on their way. In the decades since she's sent that first message, Ye Wenji has built a secret society of human collaborators. They call themselves the Earth Trisolaris Organization, people who actually believe humanity deserves to be conquered, and she is their spiritual leader.
But wait, how can an alien race 4 light-years away put a countdown in Wang Miao's eyes? Well, the answer is one of the most incredible, mind-bending concepts in all of science fiction, the Sophon. The Trisolarans literally took a single proton, unfolded its higher dimensions into a massive 2-dimensional sheet, etched a supercomputer onto its surface, and then folded it all back down to the size of a proton.
And because it's just a proton, it can travel to Earth at almost the speed of light. They sent 2 of them. And with these Sophons here, the Trisolarians can do pretty much anything. They can mess with our particle accelerators to produce random, nonsensical data, which is what convinces our scientists that physics does not exist. They can project that countdown right onto Wang Miao's retina. They can see and hear everything on the planet. There are no more secrets.
So, once humanity knows what it's dealing with, they plan their first big counterattack. The goal? Capture all the ETO's secret communications, which are stored on their mobile headquarters, a massive ship called the Judgment Day.
But there's a huge tactical problem, right? The ETO fanatics on that ship will destroy their hard drives the second they think they're being attacked. So you need a way to neutralize every single person on board at the exact same time, without actually destroying the data itself.
Detective Shi Qiang comes up with a plan that is both absolutely brilliant and completely horrifying. They use Wang Miao's own invention against the enemy. They string his nanomaterial filaments, each one impossibly thin but stronger than diamond, across a narrow part of the Panama Canal, creating a kind of giant invisible egg slicer. And the Judgment Day just sails right into the trap.
In just an instant, the ship, the crew, everything on board is sliced into these thin, parallel layers before it all just collapses into a pile of metallic ribbons. The attack is so fast, no one even has time to think about pressing a delete key. The data is recovered, and for a moment, it's humanity's first real victory.
But that victory celebration is very, very short-lived. See, by capturing the ETO's data, humanity has shown its hand. The Trisolarans now know that we know they're coming. The time for being subtle is officially over.
Using those Sophons, they project a single, chilling message into the eyes of the world's leaders, military commanders, and scientists. The very first official communication between our 2 species is a declaration of complete and total contempt.
Now that message is designed to break humanity's spirit, to show us just how insignificant we are. But that gruff detective, Shi Qiang, he points out something absolutely crucial. For all our advanced technology, for all our intelligence, humanity has spent its entire history trying and failing to eradicate bugs.
The Trisolarans might see us as just an infestation that needs to be wiped out. But maybe they forgot one simple fact. Bugs are resilient. They survive. And so the real question isn't whether we can win a straight-up fight, but whether our stubborn, chaotic, bug-like nature is the one thing a superior intelligence can never, ever truly understand or defeat.